while all of us are processing some of these things we're talking about, stuff that's happening in Mars, the asteroid belt, systems moving at blinding speed that are beyond our immediate conception, there are many, I'm sure, Dr. Sengupta, who've asked you through your travels and your talks about why are we looking so much into space? Why spend all this money on space travel and, millions, if not billions of dollars on a space program when we've got so many problems to solve here on Earth? How do you, I know a bit of the answer, but how do you address that question?
So it is a really important discussion, and it's an important debate to have, but when you develop new technology, when you do fundamental research, you never know what it's going to lead to in the future, but you still do it. And some examples of that would be the laser. People said 50 years ago, what is a laser going to be used for? It's used for everything, from medical devices to laser pointers to manufacturing. And when you look at the space program, the number of technologies that have been created that have made our world a better place when it comes to energy technologies like fuel cells, like solar arrays, when it comes to energy storage technologies like batteries, it actually improves the quality of our life here on Earth, and it translates to economic development, economic gain, which ultimately creates a better society for us. And I think the other really important one is that it actually motivates young people to become scientists and engineers. So me, I never would have been a scientist and engineer without the space program. And so with that motivation comes a tremendous return on investment from the space program.
We've got some nice imagery from Dr. Sengupta's work, which we'll keep flipping on that screen behind us. But the reason why I believe Dr. Sengupta when she answers that question, which I'm sure most space scientists are asked, is because she's a person who has actually literally put her money where her mouth is, taken many of the learnings and technologies, her education, her career, her achievements in space research, and applied them to real problems here on Earth. Isn't that true, Dr. Sengupta? The things that you're doing right now are about solving problems here on Earth.
Yeah, so in 2017, I decided to leave NASA and join a startup developing green transportation, because I truly believe that my engineering skills from the space program, the technologies that we've developed in the space program, the mindset associated with making the impossible possible has a real translation to making our quality of life here on Earth by mitigating climate change.
One of my passions, apart from everything else I do, is aviation. And reading about Dr. Sengupta's newest venture, it's only a few years old, it's called Hydroplane. And we've got a picture of an aircraft that I'm going to put up on that screen for you in just a moment. There it is. Dr. Sengupta now heads a company called Hydroplane, which is researching a kind of hydrogen fuel cell, a power system for light aircraft, helicopters, that is completely emission-free, completely noise-free. Imagine an aircraft that is emission-free, no emissions, no carbon footprint, no noise, completely safe, and a huge number of other benefits. Because, Dr. Sengupta, every year, there's this one thing that goes viral on the internet. We all see a picture of this huge bunch of luxury business jets parked, on this lovely idyllic airport in Switzerland, and these are business jets belonging to some of the biggest business leaders and world leaders, all trooping to Davos for the World Economic Forum. They get off these lovely business jets that have emitted all these things into the atmosphere, and then they lecture the entire world about emissions, and they lecture the entire world about green energy and clean energy and commitments and things like that. You're literally doing that. The technology that you're building now could actually make aircraft like those clean and emission-free. How far along are you?
So yes, and this comes back to a prior question, which is hydrogen fuel cell technology was originally developed for the space program. It was developed for the Apollo mission. It was developed for the space shuttle. It's a really efficient form of energy storage. So the company is 3 years old. I founded it 3 years ago, and we're going to have our first flight this year. And this technology not only supports small aircraft and helicopters, it also supports vehicles which currently are operating on diesel, like trucks, transit buses, and rail. So it has the ability to decarbonize multiple forms of ground transport with electrification with green hydrogen.